know that this is the electromagnetic field theory classes, and the course code of this subject is ICPC 205, right? And as the subject coordinator, as you know, my name is Dr. Om Prakash Verma, and this is my small profile so that you can aware from this for the project purpose also. If you want to anyone interested in the doing some projects, so you can contact me directly. So this is my, the Google Scholar page, right? And this is my Google Scholar page, and you can contact me at this mail ID. Official mail ID is this one. However, this is my Gmail ID, and whatever I will deliver the lecture, that will available on the YouTube channel. Okay, so you can watch the whatever I will teach video on this channel also. So this is my past experience. I have taught. I have joined in Jalandhar 3.5 years back. So this is my previous profile. So I have taught in the KIT, Kalinga University, Banasri Vidyapith, and Graphical Dehradun. This is my research area. So machine learning, quantum and deep learning, machine vision, computer vision, process dynamics, control optimization, optimal adaptive nonlinear control, soft computer organization techniques. There are 4 projects running from some central government funded and some of the private industry funded projects. So first one is the ISRO projects, that is of the amount 18 lakh, and other 3 are, the last one is from also from funded by the TQIP 3, that is the government agency, and 2 are the industrial projects. That is, first is the development of Aadhaar. Aadhaar means autonomous drone for Himalayan region and analysis, assessment and rescue. You can, as you know that in the recently the Himachal is the, in Himachal, the Kinnaur, in the district of Kinnaur, you can see the number of landslides is going on in the Himalayan region, mainly in the Uttarakhand and the Himachal Pradesh. So our target is to develop the autonomous drone for that area. So how the risk and assessment can be done. Okay. So this amount is 3,08,000, and next is the investigation of computer intelligence capabilities for digital signal protection. So this is funded by the STEM Research Society, right? So this is the next page, publication. We have published about 225 SCI and Scopus Index journal. 4 I have written or edited 4 conference proceeding. That is the edited book in the Scopus and in the published by the Springer. I have written, my team is written, not only me, 18 book chapters. I have organized 4 conferences, international conferences. That is, this is very reputed conferences, and 2 is scheduled. This conference is again scheduled at the IIIT Kota in December, 17 to 19 December, right? So you can submit your paper here also, those who are interested. I have delivered 8 expert talk in the different university and international and national. This is my research team. Dr. Nikhil Pachauri, right now he is pursuing postdoc from South Korea. Mrs. Smita Patirani, she is pursuing PhD under me. Now Mr. Himanshu Gupta is also same, pursuing PhD under me. Megan, she has passed out. He has completed MTech program under me, MTech project under me, and now he is pursuing PhD under the different faculty members. Miss Drishti, she has completed MTech under me, and now she is right now in the University of Vienna pursuing PhD. Mr. Saurabh Kumar, right now he is in the IIT Roorkee pursuing PhD. He was completed MTech from under me. Ms. Parul, she is pursuing MTech. That the MTech is the last stage, and now she got also offered from PhD from BITS Pilani. Manish Srivastava is also pursuing, and other are the MTech first year students, and last is the BTech students, by which whatever the paper has been published, all the contribution goes to all these peoples, right? So these are the BTech students, 3rd year and final year. So now I'm come to the next, that is the syllabus of the AMF theory. I'm coming towards that. So you can see that this is the course outcome of this subject. So what we will obtain after after the completion of this subject. So as you know that the first chapter of this subject is totally that basically based on the vector calculus, you can say. So we have to understand the vector calculus. Why I'm saying the vector calculus? So vector calculus is the foundation of this subject. Without that subject, we can't be able to understand the deep of the electric fields and the magnetic fields, right? So in the EMF theory, as name is suggested, the electromagnetic fields, right? Electrical and magnetic fields. We have to understand the behavior of particles inside the electrical and magnetic field, right? So for that purpose, we have to go in the details of, we have to understand the gradient, divergence, right? Line surface, vectors, Gauss theorem, Stokes theorem, many others, right? So we have to understand how the charged particles will behave in the electric field, especially for the line, surface, and volume, right? For the different types of the coordinate system, in rectangular system, in cylindrical system, etc. Right? So similarly, we will study for the charge particle study in the magnetic field, that is the charge particle in the motion. Okay. And last, we will study about some transmission line and others, wave equation, electrostatics. So this is the syllabus. The syllabus will start in the previous year. I have taught. I am from the last, from the last 3 years. I am teaching this subject. So from the previous year, this topic I have added. Before that, this topic was not added officially, but unofficially I have to taught these topics because for the better understanding of electrostatic field, magnetostatic fields, and others, time varying field, electromagnetic transmission line, we have to first understand this theorem also. Without that, we are not able to understand the deeps of these things, right? So first chapter is the vector calculus, that is the mathematical foundation. I have named this one. So in this, we will study about the vector algebra calculus, coordinate system. In coordinate system, there is the Cartesian coordinates, circular and spherical coordinates. Okay, how we will transform from one coordinate to another coordinates, difference length, area, and volume of the different coordinate system. Then we will study about the gradient, Del operator, vector calculus, divergence theorem, and convergence theorem. What is the meaning of curl? What is the meaning of Stokes theorem? We will try to understand, right? In the second unit, we will try to understand the electrostatics, the charge in the static position. So we will study about the Gauss law, electric potential, right? These things. And you can say in the third unit, we will understand the magnetostatics, the charge in the motion. So we will counter with the Bauer-Sturt, Savart law, Ampere circuit law, and all these things, right? Then we will try, after this, the charge in the steady state and the motion. Then we will try to understand the Maxwell equation, the fundamentals of the main core part of the EMF theory. Most of the machines or devices are used. You can say that whatever the theorem is used, the basic theorem is the Maxwell equation, which was used for the designing of that. So second, the fourth chapter, that consists of first, second, third, fourth. Fifth one is the electromagnetic wave propagation, right? And then we will counter with the transmission line. So if the time will actually, usually we are not able to cover all these topics in the semester, but if the time will allowed, then we will cover the transmission line. Otherwise, that will remain, right? Generally, some of the topics will remain. I don't know why. So now this is the recommended book. You can refer these books. These are the best book for the electro theory. I will suggest the last two books, Sadhguru and Bhagguru. Okay, so both are available. I think the soft copy is also available on the net, and the hard copy of these books are available in the lab, in our library. So you can take this one. right? Those who are. Now I'm coming to the electromagnetic field theory subject. So in electromagnetic field theory, what we will try to understand, right? So first of all, as electromagnetic theory, as the name is suggested, the electromagnetic may be regarded as, you can say, the study of, or you can say the interaction between electric charges, right? The electric charges at rest and in motion. This line. Electromagnetic may be regarded as the study of the interaction between electric charges in rest and in motion. When you come to the rest, then electrostatics will be come into the picture, and when it is in the motion, then the magnetic field will come in the picture, right? So we'll try to understand these things also. So the electromagnetic field theory means we will try to understand the electric and magnetic nature of the particle. But which particle? Obviously the charged particle, right? So it entails the analysis, synthesis, physical interpretation, and application of which particle? Again, the electric particles in the electric field and the magnetic fields or electric charge, right? So we will try to search the answer of some questions in this regarding this when we go through the electric magnetic theory. So first questions come into mind: what is the field, and what is the scalar or vector field? What is the nature of that field? I'm again telling you, this subject is a pure mathematical, and most of the students, about 5 to 10%, will in failed, and not will not fail. You can say in the past, generally we see that 5 to 10% are going to back in the subject. So be careful. So what is the nature of this field? This is FIELD. I'm mistakenly this was written. Is it a continuous or rotational field? How is it the magnetic field produce a current carrying coil, right? How is the magnetic field being produced in the by the current carrying coil? How does a capacitor store energy? How does a piece of wire, that is the antenna, radiate or receive the signals? We will try to search the answer of these questions over through the electromagnetic field theory subject, right? Also, we'll try to understand how do electromagnetic fields propagate in a space. What really happens when electromagnetic energy travels from one end of hollow pipe to others. So these are some questions we will try to understand. We will try to search, right, in the incoming session. So what are different area where this MFT is applicable? So this includes, the microwaves, antennas, electric machines, right, satellite communication, bioelectromagnetics, plasma theory, nuclear research, fiber optics, electromagnetic interference and compatibility, electromechanical energy conversion, radar, and remote sensing. When we talking about in the physical medicine, electromagnetic power, that is either in the form of short waves, right? We will use the short waves and microwaves in the medicine, in the biomedical, right? You can say when we analyze some X-ray or something else, right? So short waves or microwaves is used to heat deep tissues and to stimulate certain physiological responses in order to relieve certain pathological conditions. So electromagnetic signals, electromagnetic radiations, we will use in that biomedical purpose also. Electromagnetic fields are also used in the induction heaters for melting, forging, annealing, surface hardening, and soldering operations, right? So these are some areas where for the welding purpose, we are also using the electromagnetic fields. Electromagnetic fields offers many new exciting possibilities in agriculture also. It is used, for the example, to change the vegetable taste by reducing acidity. Sorry, this is not from this acidity, right? So these are some things. Electromagnetic devices. What are the different devices available based on this theory? So you know very well: transformers, electric relay, radio, TV, telephone, motors, transmission line, waveguide, antenna, optical fiber, radars, and laser. Everything. These are the containing mobile phone. All these things are based on the theory of the electromagnetic field, right? So the design of these devices required through knowledge of the laws and the principle of electromagnetics, right? Now, what we will try to understand overall in the entire of this subject. So the core of, you can say the core or the summary of this subject is these equations. By these equations, you will design or you fabricate the whatever the devices. This all the fabricated devices, behind all the devices, there are theory and all the laws are here, right? What are that laws? That laws based on only the Faraday law, that is the Maxwell equation, Ampere equation, continuity equation. So these are the some Maxwell equation. Okay, Maxwell is a person. That's why I have firstly in the first page I have mentioned the picture of the Maxwell. Maxwell is the person who is the behind the the electromagnetic field theory. He is, you can say, right. So these are some equations we will study one by one as the session will go on, right? So now concept to the what is the field. Now we started with the field. So the American physicist Richard Feynman described a field as something that has a potential to produce a force. Okay, so this means those things which have the potential to produce the force, that may be named as the field, right? Okay, so let's say this is something, some particles. This particle, the around this particle, there are some, this has creating some force, right? Let's say this is the Earth. So this that Earth is you can say the gravitational field, right? So whatever the something that has a potential to produce a force is named as a field, nothing else, right? So what is field? Field is the region in which each point is affected by some force. That is a field, right? So now object fall to the ground because they are affected by a force of Earth gravitational field. Okay, this is a gravitational, this example, best example. Now, second example, you can say here, a paper clip which is placed in the magnetic field surrounding a magnet is pulled towards the magnet, and two like magnet poles either the repel or the attract each other when one is placed in the other magnetic field, right? It happens. An electric field surrounds an electric charge. An electric field surrounds an electric charge. When another charged particle is placed in that region, it experiences the electric force. Okay, that electric force may be that attracts or that repels, depends on their field nature. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
the
sir.
strength, what is the strength of the field? The strength of the field or a force in a particular region can be represented with the help of field line. Okay, so field, what is the field? This field is represented by the extent of that field is represented by, you can say, the field lines. Where the line is closer, you can say the force is stronger or the field is stronger, or where the the field is weaker, then we can represent there the line at the that is not closer, spreading time, right? So this is the representation of the field in the terms of the field lines. Okay, now James Clerk Maxwell described the electromagnetic field in 1864, right? And how they will absorb and how they will explain. Now see the electromagnetic field describes the electromagnetic force. I told you what is the electromagnetic force. This is the electrical and magnetic behavior of the charge particle only, right? Which is felt by the object with a charge, right? This is a charge particle. The electromagnetic field describes the electromagnetic force which is felt by all the objects with a charge, right? So this is the theory given by the Maxwell. Now Feynman described how in case of the electromagnetic fields where positive charge repel negative charge, positive charge repel negative charges, the positive charge creates a condition where the negative charge feels a force, right? So these are the assumptions, these are the observation observed by this man, and observation has been given in the terms of the theory. So that Albert Einstein theory, what Albert Einstein theory is said, that the gravitational field in 1916 of relativity, right? So he says the gravitational field describes the gravitational force which is felt by all objects. All these things are right? So these are the some historical perspectives of this subject. Okay, so which is felt by all sub objects with the mass. Einstein showed that the force of gravity travels at the speed of light. Einstein showed that, I'm repeating once again, Einstein shows that the force of gravity travels at the speed of light, and this led to prediction that gravitational field carries gravitational waves, and just as the electromagnetic fields carries electromagnetic waves. So these are the concept given, right? Now we will try to understand these things in the details. Whatever I have taught, whatever I have discussed these things, we will understand one by one with the help of mathematics. Okay, and for that mathematics we have to build the foundation of this, right? So you already, something you have already aware already studied in the 12th classes in the vector analysis, right? But some of things are not you have aware, so just we will polish, or just we will try to cover these topics. Okay, so those who are knowing these things, just do the practice of the numericals. Those who don't know, just see and try to understand, right? So okay, we will start with the vector analysis. So quantity can be either a scalar or vector, as you know that. So what is the scalar, what is the vector? As you know that a scalar quantity is that having only the magnitude, However, the quantities such as time, mass, distance, temperature, entropy, electrical potential, and populations, these are the term which are categorized under the scalar quantity, right? These are the scalar quantity, because this has only the magnitude. Temperature कितना होगा, entropy कितना होगा, कितना distance है, कितना mass है इसका, what is the time, what is the population of this city. These are having the magnitude only, and therefore this is the scalar quantity. Now come to the next, the vector quantity. So vector quantity generally, usually, that is the magnitude and direction also. Why I'm talking usually? Because they also have to follow the law of addition triangle, है ना? So vector is a मोटा मोटी अगर कहा जाए तो this is the magnitude and direction. So what is that? Vector quantities include, velocity, force, displacement, electrical intensity. So you have already know these things. Now come to the next, that's the tensor. What is the tensor? Tensor is the third, or you can say the physical quantity on which this theory, the scalar and vector, all this theory have been classified, right? So tensor is the, first, tensor is the mother of the scalar and vector quantity. So we will, for the n dimension in the vector quantity, usually we have studied the 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, right? But when we n-dimensional things are, when we say that come into the category of the tensor. So another class of the physical quantity is called the tensor, of which scalars and vectors are special cases. Okay, scalar and vector quantities are nothing but the tensors. In which type of tensors? A scalar is a tensors which only containing the magnitude. However, the vectors containing only the magnitude and direction, right? So electromagnetic theory is essentially a study of some particular fields, right? So which type of particular fields? Means a field is a function that specifies a particular quantity everywhere in a region, right? So this is, let's say, this is a particle, and this is that region where the field is creating due to this, right? So this is the region. A field is function that specifies a particular quantity everywhere in a region. So this we will represent by this field with the help of some mathematics, right? So if the quantity, if this mathematics is the either maybe the scalar or the maybe the vector. So if this field is said to be a scalar, maybe, or maybe the vector, both we can say, right? So we can say that this field is either the scalar field or the vector field. Example of a scalar field. So the temperature distribution in a building. Temperature distribution in a building is example of the scalar field. However, the sound intensity in a theater is also the example of the scalar field. Electric potential in a region is also refractive index of a stratified medium. All these four examples mentioned here are the example of a scalar field. However, when you talking about the gravitational force on a body in a space, the velocity of raindrops in the atmosphere, these are the example. Electric field, these are the example of the vector fields. Okay, so we have understand the vector quantity containing the magnitude and direction. The magnitude of the scalar quantity is usually written in the form of mod A. How the unit vector is calculated? The unit vector A subscript A, this A is nothing but this is a vector quantity. In some of the book, simply this A is written, some of the book written this like, some of the book written this like, some of book. So okay, so these are the some representation of vector quantity. This, if simply this is written in the form of the bold. Okay, so this is also the vector quantity. So when the vector value is divided by the magnitude, it means we already understand the vector quantity have the magnitude as well as the direction, magnitude and direction, right? And we will divide the same things with the help of magnitude. Magnitude is nothing but the mod. So what it will give? It will give only the direction. So this A is nothing but the direction or the unit vector, right? So unit vector AA along A is defined as the vector whose magnitude is unity. Obviously, जितना हमने magnitude से divide किया उतना ही magnitude से divide कर देंगे, same thing, है ना? So this is a unit vector. And the direction is nothing but the along A, because we are dividing these things with the help of same magnitude, right? Clear hai? Is there any query?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
After the 2 to 3 lectures, I will ask the same question to you at the time of the tutorial classes, and then I will evaluate based on this session. I will upload this session to the YouTube, and you can also go through from that also, right? पर पूछा जाएगा आपसे और उसी से मार्क्स मिलेगी आपको, याद रखिएगा. मेन हथियार वही है आपका, जो भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Okay. Leave that. Okay. So now a vector in a Cartesian or the rectangular coordinates, we will try to understand what is the rectangular coordinate and the other coordinate, spherical and spherical and cylindrical. So generally in the rectangular coordinates, the vector quantity is written as ax plus ay plus az, right? So what is ax, ay, az? This is the the unit vectors, okay? And this is the component of ax, ay. ठीक है जी? So you can understand with the help of this figure. This is the ax, this is the ay, this is the az. This is the orthogonal plane. The rectangular plane is also the orthogonal plane. Why it is the orthogonal plane? Anyone can say? बता सकते हैं क्यों?
Sir, तीनों mutually perpendicular.
तीनों 90 degree.
Perpendicular
Yes,
plane.
yes. Very good. Because all the
Mutually perpendicular.
yes. Okay, good. Okay, so how the magnitude of this vector A is calculated? This ax plus ay plus az. So you can calculate with the help of this, simply with the help of ax square plus ay square plus az square. Is it clear? जो 14 लोग हैं उनको दिखाई दे रहा ना? The rest 14 people able to see this screen or not? Please respond. They have joined or not? Okay. So the unit vector, how the unit vector is calculated? Same again, the vector quantity is divided by the magnitude. Why this vector? This vector again containing both the things, the magnitude as well as the direction. So when we divide the magnitude with the help of magnitude, then only the direction will remain. That is the AA, and that unit vector is nothing but the AX plus AY divided by the magnitude, right? Now come to the next, that is the two vector A plus B. How this one going to add? So the vector is given in the form of AX plus AY plus AZ, okay, and B vector is given in the term of BX AX plus BY AY plus BZ AZ. So how these are going to add? So you can see here the two vectors are adding in this fashion: AX plus BX AX, AY BY plus AY, and this all the things. ठीक है, इससे आप subtract कर सकते हैं A minus B, AX minus BX. All these things are you have already studied in the class 12. This is only the brush up. So A vector आपने how parallelogram method से कैसे आप कर सकते हैं? So this is the A vector, this is the B vector. So just we can draw with the parallel to this, है ना? पहले यहाँ पे draw कर लिया. Then B vector, this is the A vector, and we can add these things from A B, है ना? या A vector ये है और आप B vector ऐसे कर सकते हैं, और दोनों का आप ऐड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? This is the C vector, third C vector, okay? So we can calculate like this also, ठीक है? And we can subtract also the same things, A minus B. B को आप इधर ले लीजिए और उसके बाद माइनस कर लीजिए. You can do, right? So B vector is in this direction. We can just reversing minus B by opposing the direction, by taking the opposite direction of this vector, okay, and then apply the again the parallelogram rule, and then we can calculate, right? So the vector addition follows the commutative law, associative law, and distributive law. What the distributive? This is the K. K is nothing but the scalar quantity, right? So when the scalar quantity is multiplied by any of the vector, that we can distribute, follow the distribution. Okay. So now come to the next, that is, so we have 5 minutes. So a point P in Cartesian coordinates may be represented by XYZ. So what is the XYZ? Let's say this is the X coordinate, this is the Y coordinate, this is Z. We have taken, this is a rectangular Cartesian system, right? This is the nothing but the rectangular Cartesian system. In the rectangular Cartesian system, we want to represent any point, that is the X, Y, Z, and this point is nothing but represented by the P, and the position of this point is 3, 4, 5. This means the position of X is 3, Y is 4, Z is 5. X is 3, Y is 4, and Z is 5, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So going like this, X 3 and Y, sorry, X is 3. Yes, X is just parallel, taking we have 3. Y have taken 4, and this point intersection is giving the X, Y coordinate. And then if we take in the 3-dimensional, or we take the above the XY plane, and the position of this Z is 5 unit from this, just we take the parallel, okay, from the Z, and then this is the representation of that point P, X, Y, Z, right? So this is a representation. So this is the origin and this is the position P. So this is represented by OP vector, or you can say OP, and simply we can write this as a R vector P. Okay. So the position vector, or the RP, or the radius vector of point P, is the directed distance from the origin O to P, right? Any problem? O to P. Any problem? Yes?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No.
So how we can represent this point? So point is the direction of X is AX, simple, to 3AX plus 4AY plus nothing but the 5AZ, right? So these are the representation here of RP. Now come to the next. Let's say we have the 2 points P and Q, we have the 2 points P and Q. Let's say this is the XP, YP, and ZP. And this point has, let's say, this is the XQ, YQ, and ZQ. These are the 2 points. Now we want to calculate the distance vector or the separation vector. And this distance vector is nothing but the displacement from P to Q. What is the displacement between P to Q? So how we calculate? Just we calculate with the help of P to Q means OP. Whatever the origin? Origin is O, right? This is the Z-axis. This is the X-axis. Sorry, Y-axis. This is the X-axis, right? This is the X-axis. This is the Y-axis. This is the Z-axis. On which we calculate this one. So R, we have to calculate, let's say, RPQ, right? This is the, what is this? This is the position. This is the displacement from P to Q. Displacement from P to Q. So how it calculated? This is calculated from RQ minus RP, right? RQ minus RP. So what is the position vector of RQ? How it calculated? So the RQ, you can say this is the 0, 0, 0. So we have already seen how it can be calculated. Okay, 0, 0, 0. So this is the XYZ, है ना? This is the XYZ. So 3AX plus 4Y plus 5AZ. AZ. We can similarly write this position with the help of, क्या लिखेंगे? XP AX, है ना? इस तरह से आप YP AY ऐसा आप लिख लीजिए, ठीक है? YP AY plus ZP AZ. P पोजिशन को ले सकते हैं? ओके, यस और नो? अरे बोलो भाई, यस नो?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो इसको
Yes,
you can
sir.
write that XP AX plus YP AY plus ZP AZ, ठीक है? In similarly where you can write the OQ, क्या लिखेंगे? XQ AX plus YQ, yes, बोलो, AY plus ZQ AZ, ठीक है? Now just to take the minus, okay, RQ minus RP. This is the RP. This is the RQ. You can now minus. So you will calculate like this: RXQ minus XP AX plus YQ minus YP AY plus ZQ minus ZP AZ. Okay. So this is a question you try to do in your assignment. A vector is given 10x minus 4ay plus 6az. B is also given. Try to find out the component of A along AY and the magnitude of 3a minus b. We already told you how the magnitude will be calculated. Whatever the magnitude, that will be xp square plus y square plus z square. ठीक है, उसको आप ऐसे निकाल सकते हैं. Also, you have to calculate the unit vector along A plus 2b. Try to solve it. Is it clear? हो जाएगा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm coming to the next, that's the tensor and vectors. What we have discussed earlier. Right now, vector is nothing but the, the vector मैंने बताया आपको कि vector is the quantity which have the direction as well as the magnitude, right? However, let's say, अब इसको डिटेल में देखते हैं. A vector is, we will try to classify the vectors with the help of tensors or the scalars. A vector is a 1D array of number. आप इसी को आप लोगों ने जनरली पढ़ा है. मैट्रिक्स वेयर m और n इज इक्वल टू 1. ठीक है, हमने एक लेट से हमारे पास ax है, ay है, az है, ठीक है जी. और इसको हमने यहाँ पर कुछ वेक्टर के फॉर्म में लिखा, sin x, cos x, ऐसे करके 0 करके ऐसे करके. यहाँ पे 3 आपने टर्म दे दिया. 3/3 का मैट्रिक्स है, ठीक है. ये 3/3 है. Okay, you can see here also. If you want to see, we have mentioned here. Yes, you can see. This is the representation of the vector quantity. Okay, this is in the Cartesian to a spherical, cylindrical coordinate. We have generally used this theorem. Okay, so this is the representation of the vector. ये vector representation है. कहने का मतलब ये है मेरा. ठीक है. So vector representation जब हम कर रहे हैं, तो what I am trying to clarify you. So this is the vector quantity, generally the 1D array, one dimensional. Similarly to matrix, it is also possible to perform numerous mathematical operations on a vector, and it is possible to multiply matrices with vector and vice versa. हम लोग बहुत सारा काम करते हैं ऐसा multiply करने के बाद. However, a tensor, however, can be thought as a generalized matrix which can be described by its rank. The rank of tensor is an integer number of 0 or higher. ध्यान समझना, the rank of a tensor is an integer number from 0 to higher. If the rank is 0, अगर rank 0 है, then simply we will say the tensor is nothing but the scalar. If the tensor rank is 1, if the rank is 1, rank 1 हो गया, we will try to understand in the proceeding lecture also. Don't worry, जैसे से आएगा we will study. So when the rank is 1, then it is represented by a vector. ठीक है, this is a vector, simple vector. Okay. Now when the tensor rank is 2, then it is represented by some matrix. तभी अगर 2 हो गया तो उसको मैट्रिक्स के फॉर्म में लिखेंगे. समझ में आ रहा है? और जैसे जैसे ये रैंक बढ़ता जाएगा वैसे वैसे आपका डिफिकल्टीज, आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसकी जो है, that becomes very typical or difficult to visualize or understand. So let's say anyone, we have the 10 variables in the space, and let's say we will try to optimize that 10 variables in the case of the machine learning or in the soft computing by the help of some machine learning techniques or with the help of some optimization techniques. Let's say we have a numerical problem where the 10 variables are involved, or we will trying to find out, we will trying to search that 10 values in the optimal way. Then